I think the student lifestyle is great. There's independence and freedom, which you won't get if you live at home than you would if you move out to a uni of your choice that's far from home.
Well, it's pretty much just doing work like during the day, going out clubbing at night, just relaxing and having fun really.
Well, what do I think? I think it's, being chilled, not much work, only 2 days in uni.
Meeting new people and everything else.
It's enjoyable at times, work's a bit stressful, but overall it's no different from like normal lifestyle, I don't think, in England. What do you think?
It's fun, it gives you a break sort of thing before you go out into the real workplace. But we don't get enough money.
From what I know of it, it's a mixture like anyone else in life. You know, there's some good ones, some bad ones, some hard workers, some want to study, and others are there just for the hell of it.
A pint and a fight.
The student lifestyle.
I think the stereotype for it is lots of going out, partying, not doing a lot of work, sleeping in through lectures, not actually doing that much. But I kind of see it as a mixture of a really good social experience and a hell of a load of work at the same time.
Okay, as a student, what would you say you spend the most of your money on?
I think the majority of my money goes on my rent and sort of my food and just anything I need for uni, so like any stationery, work, and then the occasional bit I have left goes on socialising, going out, sports, stuff like that.
Okay. Do you think students struggle with money?
I think it depends. Like, I for one, I know I do, just because of the money I get in terms of my loan from the government, because I'm from what's considered like a good financial background. I don't get as much as say people that like parents aren't earning about 30,000 a year. So yeah, I think my financial background isn't ideal.
Do you think students should get more financial aid?
I think in some situations, yeah, because like for mine, for example, my loan doesn't actually cover my rent, so I've got to get an overdraft from the bank and then clear that by working just to actually cover living as a student. And I think that like you should be able to have enough money for your loan and then that cover your rent, and then anything else is spent on what you want, food, etc. like that, so it shouldn't be that difficult.
Okay. Do you think students as a whole have it easy?
I think the majority do, yeah. Most of, like, I know students that very rarely go in, they do all their work in the final day and then spend the majority of their time going out, partying, eating takeaway, stuff like that. So I think compared to the working people that work for a living, yeah, it's quite an easy life.
I'll say they spend the majority of their money on booze. About 60% on booze and 40% on food.
Going out, alcohol,
Food, transport.
Going out, buying clothes. What else would you say?
Alcohol.
Alcohol to party. Definitely not student supplies.
No.
Well, again, I would imagine same as anyone else, you know, some are frugal, some are thrifty, some are careful. You know, there's good and bad, and with that many, they're bound to be anyway. So, you know, let them live their young lives.
Quarter on education, 3/4 on drinking, really.
How do you perceive the student lifestyle?
Well, students tend to not really actually be students, in my opinion. You know, they kind of just go off, have fun, don't ever go to class, probably fail out. What's the point even going to college if you're not going to do anything with your life? I just don't understand.
What do you think the students spend the majority of their money on?
Not school. Drinking, drugs, more drinking, you know, shopping, Starbucks if you go to school in the States.
Do you think that students should have money issues?
Well, I mean, if they're not spending their money on actually going to school, then I guess they could run out of money eventually. Should they? Probably not. I bet their parents give most of their money to them anyway. I don't understand.
Do you think students should get more financial aid?
From schools?
From schools, from the government, from outside loans and stuff like that?
They don't need any more money. Those schools already spend, all my taxpayer money goes to those schools anyway. They spend way too much money on the students and I don't even go to class.
Do you think students as a whole have it easy?
Yeah. I don't know. Students seem to not even really try. They go, wake up at noon, go to class for an hour, and then go home and not do anything. I mean, I work 40 hours a week. They don't even go to class that long, let alone study.
Yeah, they should do, because the money that they do get is mainly spent on the accommodation and stuff like that, so they need extra money just to live comfortably than they would do if they lived at home.
Yes, definitely.
Especially at the end of the month when it's quite tight and you're a bit skinned.
Definitely.
Yeah, we don't get enough. And it's
You either have to pick up a part-time job or go without money unless your parents provide for you. So.
Well, again, you see, they'll be giving it to the wastrels as well as the good, hard-working people who want to be professionals. What can you say to that? They all end up with the debts, as my lad did in college. So I'll not get political with that one.
They should, but it should be targeted, so they shouldn't give them hard cash so they can just spend it on frivolous stuff. They should actually target and pay off the accommodation, pay off some of their basic needs, and then provide whatever they need for entertainment. Or maybe they should work for the entertainment.
Your opinion is that students don't need more money, that they don't need any other help. Why do you think that?
Don't they already get enough money? I mean, you can get scholarships and loans, grants. Why do we need to give them more money if they already get so much?
Okay, what do you think?
I've kind of got the opposite opinion because I'm a second year student and I'm obviously living in sort of shared housing at the minute. My loan that I get, because my family earn a decent amount of money, but I don't see any of the money they earn, so I get the minimum amount of loan. It doesn't actually cover the rent I'm paying for, so I'm kind of the opposite opinion to that. Like, I could use with more money to fully just give me a comfortable experience to spend on books and stuff and to just cover all my rent.